Welcome back, Megan German, to Unabashed. We get to have part two of our conversation.
This is so fun. Thank you.
I'm so glad you're enjoying it. And I love that and during part one that your kids participated in some of your answers. Let's see if that's still true as we get to know you a little bit more. Megan, what is one of your favorite word if you had to pick a word?
That was a hard question for me to answer. Um, but
It's just
honestly,
fun. It's just fun.
yeah, the first word that came to my mind was becoming.
Oh gosh, that's such a good word.
It's one of my favorite just ideas, themes, things to think about, work on,
I
becoming.
actually wanted to name the podcast that, and then Michelle Obama came out with her book on becoming. Like, okay, Michelle, you get to have it. I'm not going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
try
yeah, yeah.
for it. I'm not going to try for it. I also love, Megan, that it's ing. I love words that are ing, processing, encouraging,
Mm-hmm.
inspiring, because to
Mm-hmm.
me, it talks about being in the present and that it's not done.
Right. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but that's so true.
All right. And your least favorite word.
My least favorite word is hate.
Ah, yeah, it's not.
Uh, Growing up, my mom taught me anytime either it came out of my mouth or one of my siblings' mouths, I remember my mom saying, hate is a very strong word. Are you sure that's what you mean? And she made us question it every time. And
Oh,
I'm so grateful for that because it is a word I rarely, if ever, use.
interesting.
And I say the exact same thing to my kids now when I hear it come out of their mouth. I say, hate is a strong word. Are you sure that's what you mean?
Wow, that is so powerful.
Hmm.
Wow, I like
Yeah.
that. And it has become one of those words that we have overused. And
Yeah.
that list is very
Mhm.
long, but that word would definitely would be on it. Okay, you see, I'm
Mhm.
learning more about you. Look at that. And your favorite sound, Megan, what's your favorite sound?
So this is funny because my kids did help me with this one because the my least favorite sound is water. So here's something also fun about me, Rochelle, is I
Oh,
live
your
on a
least?
mountain.
Okay.
And we do not have, we don't have access to city water because we're like 20 minutes out of town. And we also don't have a well on our property. So we have access to a well a mile away, and my husband hauls water once a week, and we have a holding tank
Wow.
that's our water source. And so running water is my least favorite sound in my house
Wow.
because my husband works hard to make sure we have water for our home. And so if there's running water, I'm like, what's happening? We want to conserve water.
Wow.
But I grew up on a lake in Washington and my dad's a sailor and I would sail. I raced sailboats with my dad and I grew up kayaking and, um, white river rafting. Like I love water. So it's like my favorite sound in a different context, like running water. I grew up backpacking and in the Northwest and water was abundant. Water was our source. Like we needed water to keep backpacking, right? To cook our food and drink water, be hydrated. Anyway, but at home, running water is probably my least favorite sound.
That is so fascinating. I just love that it's
So you just learned a lot about me
I
right
know
there.
that is why I love the get to know you. I mean, I love it all, but look at that. Like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, and your husband is hauling water to make sure you all have water. Oh, that is
I know.
incredible. Absolutely
Wild, right?
incredible.
Yeah.
Good for
So fun.
him. Good for him. Wow, incredible. Okay, have you ever been told you look like someone famous? And if so, who was it?
I don't think I have. I thought about it. I don't think I have.
Okay.
Do you think I look like someone famous, Rochelle?
I don't know. Let's see. You've got like a few different people I could like drag in, like a little bit Natalie Portman,
Oh,
a little
okay.
bit. Kate Jackson. I don't know. Just, and you
Who
don't
that
even
is?
know who that is. That's one of the
No, I don't.
original Charlie's Angels.
Oh, okay. Fun.
Yes, yes. So yeah, it's just kind of again a fun
Yeah,
question to ask, and as I like to say, there are no wrong answers. So
right.
yeah, you look like you, Megan. You look like you.
Thank you.
Let's see, something that's really moving you right now, book, movie, whatever it might be.
Well, we're listening. I'm listening to the book Loving What Is by Byron Katie. Um, a group of us. Are you part of that, Rochelle? A
I
group of
am. I
Okay, we like
am.
kind of formed a book club with some of our classmates and it's so powerful. It's so powerful. I actually think I read it probably 5-ish years ago, and I remember getting a lot out of it then. But
Hmm.
listening to it now while being in coach training, I'm like, it's blowing my mind.
Okay, that's good.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so good.
very good. If you could donate $1 million to any charity, what cause would you choose?
Yeah, and this is so timely because today is Arizona's Giving Day. And so my kids, the school that they're going to is a charter school. And so I would give it to my kids' charter school
Oh,
because
nice.
they've got great teachers and they use those funds to reward teachers and help them stay there. And I don't think teachers make enough money, Rochelle.
No, they don't. I was a teacher, I know.
Yeah. So I would want that money to go to my kids' teachers.
Oh, I like that. Yes, thank you. That's good. Our teachers appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to go to our deep dive, and we're in the series Permission to Want More, What's Next and What's Left. So let's have a conversation around that. Now, here's the question I started to ask you in part one that actually belonged in part two. Do you believe that we have particular tasks, assignments, callings I got to put my glasses on. This is getting hard to squint. Okay, to fulfill while we're here? Why or why not?
Yes, I absolutely do. So I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and part of our theology is that we believe we lived before we were on the earth. And I 100% believe that as we lived there and learned there, um, I actually believe that we accepted
Mm,
missions. I believe we chose them. That's my own personal belief. I don't think that's what our church teaches. That's just my own personal belief.
okay.
Um, but I believe we signed up for things.
Okay. I have heard
Um,
that. I've heard that theory before, and it's very intriguing.
yeah. I guess I am such a firm believer in agency,
Mm-hmm.
and that to me goes in alignment with agency.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And when we
yeah.
say agency, we're talking about the gift of free will, the
Yes, the power to choose.
the power to choose, right?
Mm,
And
yeah.
there's so much around that power to choose that I think sometimes, especially with what we're talking about in Permission to Want More, we're actually, I think, forgetting, or we need to
Mm-hmm.
remember that we have
Mm-hmm.
been given the opportunity to choose.
Yeah. Yep. And we can't, and I don't know if like opposites always are helpful, but in this arena, I feel like it can be helpful. Like either we're using our agency and we are being agents, or we're being objects that are being acted upon.
Ooh.
And I just, once again, like my fundamental belief is that we were created to be agents.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of think of things as like, am I in agent mode or am I in victim mode? Because that's kind of the other, like, if you're an object being acted upon, you're kind of in more of a victim mentality. Like,
Right.
is this is happening for me versus this is happening to me?
Oh gosh, so good. Yes, and I think, and I know you know people like this, they are stuck in the to me mode and they just cannot break out of that place. And you
Yeah.
want to help get them out of that. But, they have to, like all of us, we have to want to
Mhm.
shift, to change, to learn more and to choose to do something with what we're learning. Yeah. It's sometimes very
Yeah.
hard to watch. I'm sure you can relate to that.
Well, I've been in that mentality plenty of times.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I feel like just like, being very honest, like I was in that mentality when it came to my marriage. Like I was very unhappy in my marriage and I thought it was all my husband's fault and I was the victim. And then
Interesting.
learn, right? And then learning thought work and um I read another book, The Empowered Wife. Like it allowed me to take my agency back
Hmm.
and realize that I was the creator of this. I
Hmm.
had created my own misery, not my husband. And then shifting from that kind of victim mentality to agent mentality, it took time. It took time and practice and because those neural pathways are, well defined and so to create new ones took time and practice, but oh man, it is worth work doing. I will tell you
Right.
what. Because now I love my marriage and I'm married to the same man,
Right.
but man, I just think he's amazing now. I'm kind of obsessed with him. And the only thing that changed was my thoughts. I just think that's incredible.
Well, that is a real life example of how important our thoughts are and how you can, again, take the same thing but look at it differently and
Mhm.
choose to show up in a different way based on
Mhm.
this, based on the book or whatever, learning and growing and doing. There's no substitute for doing the work. There just
No, yes, you have to do the
isn't.
work,
You have
right?
to do the work. You wanted to do the work. You were willing to do the work. You did the work and look at the difference that
Yeah.
it's made in your life. And, if we can each do that, then we really can have, I mean, Christ says, I came so that they may have life and have it to the full. We
Yes.
are asked and I don't know if commanded is the right word, but we are invited. That's a good,
Yeah,
really,
I would say
we are,
invited. Yeah.
we are invited to have it to the full. And
Yeah.
if you're not doing that, then take a look at that and see how you might be able to shift that so that you can live it to the full.
Yeah. 100%.
Are you more inclined to follow through if you think your calling and everything is divine?
Yes. For me, yes. Um, I, the, my faith has just always been an important part of my life and how I orient to the world. And so knowing, knowing that there's something bigger than me, that there's like, that I'm able to be an instrument in the Lord's hands, like that brings me so much peace and joy to
Mhm.
know that I'm doing his work.
Right,
It also, yeah, it brings me peace and joy. It also helps me feel not alone.
right,
I'm not doing this. Like there is a greater plan, and I have the privilege of playing a part in that. That, yeah, for sure.
and I love that you said I get to. I get to
Yeah.
because again, it goes back to are you saying yes to what he is asking of you, the blessings that he's laying out before you? Are you saying
Mhm.
yes to those things?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, it makes all the difference to participate in the invitation by saying
Yeah. Yeah.
so. Why do you think that we shrink instead of expand?
Mm. Well, I think because of fear.
Yeah,
I think fear is at the root of whether it's fear of failure, fear of what other people will think, fear of making a mistake, fear of doing it wrong.
yeah.
Um, I think fear is at the root of shrinking. And love would be at the root of expanding, right? Like the
Right,
opposite.
right.
Sorry, I probably
No,
jumped.
that's no, I love what you're saying. I think that although Jody, our coach, does not consider those opposites, right? I see what you're saying because love is at the root of expanding and growing and blossoming and saying yes to the invitations, and fear is the shrinking in and the not wanting to, being afraid to blossom.
Hmm.
In my mind, in this way, they are
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
opposite, sort of on the spectrum of from each other.
Hmm.
Um, and if you ever find yourself in a moment of shrinking or and expanding, tell me how each feels for you. What does it feel like when
Mm.
you shrink?
I've done a lot of work, um, like having a relationship with my body. So I feel like I'm really connected to my body.
Right?
Um, and I've done a lot of work on my nervous system. Anyway, so shrinking, I would say it just feels like I get smaller and I retreat. Like I start no, I'm not going to go to lunch with you, or I'm going to stay home from that activity, or I just start to isolate.
Yes.
Feels like
Yes.
shrinking.
Yes.
And not always. I mean, sometimes that is done with love. Sometimes I say no with love, right? And
Right.
sometimes I say no with like actually what I need. Like, I mean, just today we have family in town visiting. My sister-in-law wants to take the kids to a movie. And, you know, she's like, "Do you want to come?" And at first I was like, "Yeah, that sounds fun." And then the more I thought about it, I was like, "Actually, I need to stay home for me. Like that's what
Right.
I need. You know, I'll
Right.
send my kids with you." And anyway, so, but I didn't do that out of fear or
No,
shrinking.
exactly, exactly. And I think again that is a really um, essential distinction to make, that you weren't shrinking in that moment. You were, it was self-care. It was, you know, like,
Yeah.
actually I've got whatever and I'm gonna pass this time, but boy, I sure hope you all have fun. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
that is coming from a completely different place. And what about when you expand? How does that feel in your body?
It just feels open and exciting, I think, and like just kind of like anything is possible. So, yeah, I just feel like I probably stand up a little bit straighter and um have a little more confidence in my movement. But yeah, just that open kind of possible energy is what it feels like to me.
I am so fascinated by the fact that this really shows up in our bodies,
Mhm.
both of these things.
Mhm.
Shrinking, it just, you know, everything you're right kind of closes off and gets small. And then when we feel like we're expanding and we're in love and we're saying yes to the things that are good for us to say yes to, we're,
Yeah.
you know, it's like the flower. We are,
Yeah.
we're out and we're feeling good and yeah, even the look on our face, you know, feels
Mhm.
hopeful and sparkly and all those good things. I mean, I'm fascinated by the fact that
Yeah.
it really shows up in our bodies. All right, Megan, what's next for you and what's left? You've got a lot of years ahead of you.
Yeah.
You're way far away from being a grandparent, probably. You've still got a 5-year-old at
But
home.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I look forward to it. I like being a grandparent is like the reward for parenting, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm so excited for my grandkids. Someday. I can wait, but I am looking forward to it. What's next for me right now is just finishing up coach training and then starting my business and
Right.
kind of yeah, getting on that train and seeing where it takes me or seeing where I take it.
You have
Um,
a particular population or, you know, a certain specialized area that you're looking at?
yes, as of now, I would love to help women of faith love their bodies. I think we
Yes.
all know a lot of women who are at odds with their bodies or have a complicated relationship with their bodies. And I personally love bodies, all the bodies. I think bodies are amazing. And I just think they're one of the most amazing gifts from God.
Yes.
And I would love to help women love their bodies and learn how to confidently take care of them. There is so much chatter in the world on what the best way is. And I don't particularly have like a one way that it has to be done. As far as eating goes, anyway, I think
Right.
everybody's different and everyone has to figure out what works for them. But I would love to help women figure out what works for them so then they can get on to bigger and better things. I just think it can be
Mhm.
such a hold up and distraction. It can be something that holds us back from having the impact in the world that we want to have, or in our families, or just on our own personal lives. So,
Right. It's another one of those areas that, you can be at odds with, like you were saying, and not feel good about. So when you don't feel good about you, you
mhm,
don't show up in that more loving, the loving side of the spectrum. And it is such a spectrum, right? You've got
mhm,
black and white,
mhm.
all the colors of gray in between. I
Yep.
am very grateful that this is the space you've chosen to work in because I'm not sure that I even know a woman who feels really confident and comfortable, right, in their
Yeah.
bodies. Oh, that one or two or three or four problem areas, or I only wear these kinds of clothes now because fill in the blank.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's very, again, very stifling.
Yeah. And I think a lot of women don't give themselves permission to
It's
improve that relationship because it feels selfish or they're last on the list or it's too late or whatever the reason.
right.
And so, but I absolutely want to encourage everyone to give themselves permission to improve their relationship with their body because it can only benefit your life and it will benefit your life in more ways than you realize.
Oh, oh, so good, so good. Oh my gosh, this has been again, I do this for the listeners and I also do it for me. It just, you know, I just leave these conversations just feeling like I'm on a little cloud. I'm just like, oh, this is so good. She had so much wisdom to share with us. Oh, that's so
You're so
great
nice. Thank you.
what she's heading into. We all need some of that. Yes, fantastic. Love this. Megan, is there anything in conclusion for part two that you feel like we didn't get to?
Hmm. No, I feel really good. It was a fun conversation. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. It's my pleasure. And I think based on part one, when we were signing off, you will soon have a landing page or somewhere for people to go. And at that time, you will come back on. We will talk about it some more and, where you're headed, more specifics. For now, this is where you can find Megan is during this podcast. And
Yeah.
she's finishing up well, we got a little ways to go, coach
Yeah.
training and we're doing the thing and we've given ourselves
Yes.
permission to
Yes.
learn more and to kind of go out there and see if we can't help people
Hmm.
see things a little differently so that they will have like all the things that you've talked about during this conversation. Well, Megan, you are a joy and a gem, and I thank you. I thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.